Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what's going on in the collective energy, the energy that impacts each and every one of us, so that we can use it for our success, so that we can use it to have the best week possible with the energy that's impacting us in the best ways possible. So, first of all, hello. It's Christmas Eve when I am originally filming this. So, Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. I hope that you guys are amazing. I would love to see you pop on online and say hello. A lot of you are probably busy. So, yeah, let me know how you're doing, whether you're responding in the comments, whether you are live. Let me know. Let me know how this holiday season is going for you. I'm feeling this slowdown. And I was talking last week about how, in so many ways, like we've been invited to be introspective and to be connecting with ourselves, to be going within, while at the same time, there was this need in so many ways to take care of so many different things. And I feel like right now that energy is settling a little bit. I know that Mercury retrograde is over, but we have still some retrogrades going on. And I very much, even more so than last week, feel that introspection, feel this need to connect with ourselves and to understand where we're at, how we're doing here at this end of the year, how far we've come. I think that this is a beautiful time for us to be taking a look at that. How far have we come? What's been integrated for you this year? I think that's a great question to ask ourselves. What's been integrated for you? What lessons have you learned? How have you grown? What do you now understand that you can take and you can apply to 2025? This whole year, I've been talking about how 2024 was the year of alchemy. Have you taken the challenges from the years leading up to that and learned how to use that in a way that's going to help somebody else, that's going to help you to grow? Can you take the pain, or have you learned to take the pain, the hardship, the struggle, and turn it into something magical? That was what 2024 was all about. And you still have time to do that. And it can be with the simplest shift in perspective. It can be with a last minute action that you're feeling called to take. But I feel like this energy too isn't so much about action right now. I think that this energy is more about allowing, more about leaning into what's happening and what's developing, because I think that there are a lot of magical things that are happening and developing right now. Are you noticing that in your life? What kind of magic is happening for you? What kind of things are manifesting or beginning to manifest in your world? And there's this knowing that we created that, or that it's a blessing, it's a gift from God, the universe, whatever you want to call that. Hi, Lynette. Nice to see you here. Oh, and there's sorry, let me turn my phone off. But that's that acknowledgement of what I said, right? I think that there's a lot of gifts that are happening right now. And part of what we're being invited to do is to lean into that. I've been talking about that for weeks, to lean in and to see where this journey is taking us. I called this video something about impending success, because like that's what it feels like. Those were the words that came to mind when I was connecting with what is this energy? And it's impending success, right? Not impending doom, which is way more of something that we speak about, this feeling of impending doom, but impending success, impending incredible gifts and blessings that are happening. And we may already be seeing the evidence of that happening. Hi, Gustavo. Nice to see you here. Yeah, of course. You are the expert at, he says, blessed holidays. Yes, season of allowing and receiving the deep, nurturing season of renewal from within. Happy holidays. Yeah. This is like you to a T. Gustavo and I are both in human design mental projectors. And so we both do this whole allowing and receiving thing really well. If you don't know Gustavo, check him out. He's in the comments doing amazing things where he is too. So Merry Christmas, Gustavo. Yeah. So I think we're in this place of allowing these beautiful things to happen, but we're human, right? And so what happens is we start to allow the journey, and the journey might be taking us into territory that we're not familiar with, or taking us into things that feel really incredible. But what do we tend to do as human beings when things start to get really great? We start to get in our heads, we start to doubt it sometimes, right? Or worry about it, or start to think about like, what would happen if I lost these things that are arriving into my experience? Or maybe even it's happening in ways that are unexpected. Things are happening differently than how you perceived, and you don't know quite what to do with that. I think that we need to like double down on this energy and really lean into this and just say, surprise me, God. I want you guys to put that in the comments. Surprise me, right? Let's invite God, the universe, to surprise us, because like this truly feels like a time of miracles here this week. Hey, sis. Hi, Carlos. A time of miracles. And so I think like all we have to do is invite it and allow it and just receive these surprises that are wanting to come in, and hold this energy of this sense of instead of impending doom, impending success. Leaning into what's happening, leaning into what is developing. I think that we really want to lean into this idea of show me, God, how good it can get. How good can it get? How amazing can it be? How magical can this be? Show me how good it can get. And inviting that energy in, because that is going to power up everything that's happening. But again, our job is to not go too far into our human nature and get freaked out by that. Get concerned about that. Like, oh, wow, things are going really well. When's the other shoe going to drop? Right. But what if the other shoe isn't going to drop? What if we're bringing ourselves into a time where things just get to be good? It's so important for us to honor that and be gentle with ourselves as we're navigating this, but allowing ourselves to receive. I also feel like here in this energy, it's important for us to be paying attention to our limits, right? It's so funny. Carlos is saying amazing equals no limits, right? And yeah, like not limiting ourselves, right? While also recognizing on a human level where our limits lie, right? Where maybe we've stretched ourselves too thin and it's preventing us from being in a state of receiving, or we've overthought something and it's limiting us in ways that we don't want to be limited, where we've allowed boundaries to be crossed and we're acknowledging, you know what, I have to I can't do this in this way. Or maybe a boundary has never been set, but you're recognizing, I feel totally overwhelmed with the situation. And I'm recognizing now where my limits are with that. Because as much as we want to be open to receive, we also want to put ourselves in a position where we're not so overwhelmed with everything that we're investing our time and our energy into that we're not able to enjoy the blessings that are coming in and that are wanting to come in. So this is so key and so important for us to be in that place. So yeah, put that in comments. Surprise me. Surprise me, God. Surprise me, universe. Whatever that is for you. Surprise me, divine. Just surprise me. And as these surprises are coming through, I think that we want to make sure this week that we're really taking this time to tune in to listen to our soul. We had the winter solstice this week. And for me, that's just like such a time of listening and reflecting and acknowledging the shadows that have come up for us this year. I'm not a big believer that it's like all love, light, and good vibes, right? I think that we also have to take a look at the shadows, the parts of ourselves that have been difficult, the trauma that comes up for us, the ways that we have struggled, to acknowledge it and honor it, because we are spiritual beings, certainly, but we're also human beings. And we have to honor that part of the journey, because as you honor the shadow, it helps you to build on your light. It helps you to release it. It helps you to heal it. It helps you to move forward. So there is this reflective energy too of honoring the shadow so that we're moving closer and closer to the light. That's winter solstice is symbolic of that, right? Every day from this point forward, there's more and more light. And I think that that's a really beautiful reminder that we never stay in the darkness for too long. And we don't want to stay in the darkness for too long, but there's a season for everything. And we want to honor that as that comes through. I was having a conversation yesterday and I was just explaining that while I think it's so important that we keep coming back to a high vibration, to positivity, to excitement of what's to come, we cannot numb or ignore the emotional things that are coming up for us. So, how I manage that for myself is that I allow myself to visit it. If it's coming up for me, I let myself cry. Usually that's like how that gets expressed. I let myself cry. I let myself acknowledge it. I let myself acknowledge that there's some kind of fear being triggered within me. And I recognize it. And I do my best to look at it and to let it teach me and to let it show me what I need to understand about myself, about where I'm at, about where I have room to grow and expand, and what I'm working on releasing so that I can be more connected to the light. And then I bring myself back to my light. I refocus. I make sure that I'm honoring that light and that need for myself to keep coming back to my light. I think in this energy, this is so key and so important. And we're on the brink. I mean, we're seeing a lot of interesting things happening, right? Just thinking about the things that are happening in our skies lately, or a lot of things happening all over the world. Are you noticing, right? And it's interesting. This is just the beginning. I think 2025 is a year of such expansion in terms of us understanding truths. And I think for some, maybe even for me, I don't know, there are going to be truths on a collective level that are going to be surprising, that are going to be shocking. But it's a necessary part of our growth and our development. So I think like as a collective, there's going to be this shadow work, but it's also like so exciting, these things that are happening and developing, and these things that are going to be acknowledged that at one point in time we didn't think was real or true. And all of a sudden, this is just happening and developing, and it's amazing. Carlos says, embrace your shadows. Best way is to put on music, staying alive from Saturday Night Fever, and dance with your shadows. Dancing is, I will put on music and I will like dance around my house, like when I need to like shake off something that's heavy for me. And I'll play music that just like either lets me feel what I need to feel, and then I shift it into the music that will help get me where I need to be. So music is like a really magical thing to help move all of that and to help us to feel what we need to feel and to honor our shadows and to move through it. What do you guys have going on today? What's happening? How are you feeling as I'm pulling these cards? I do have the link up if you are somebody who's needing some last minute gifts, or you're wanting to purchase a 2025 tarot email reading, I have everything up there, my hypnosis recordings, my gift cards, everything up on that list. And I have that posted in the comments. So check that out if you want to. Would love to have you guys join the membership. My membership is something I'm really proud of. I love to offer it as something that it's a self-led journey of your spiritual work, your personal growth work, and I'm always adding extra to that. So I add new stuff every month, and it's on sale for $8.88 a month right now. Or if you want to get the annual, I think I have it up for $88 for the full year. And that'll be your price, like whenever you pay for it. So jump in when it renews next year, you'll get it for $88 again. So check all of that out if that speaks to you. Let's see, one more card here. No, that doesn't feel like the right card. Okay. All right. So we're going to start out Page of Swords first. So yeah, I think like this is that invitation for us to go within. And I think like in a lot of ways, there might be some confusion this week or not being quite sure a direction that you want to go. And this is really saying like the only answer that truly you can connect with is going to be inward. So leaning in, listening, tuning in with yourself and letting yourself be shown through what's happening around you as well. So it might be things that people say to you. It might be signs and synchronicities. It might be just thoughts, ideas, just these moments of enlightenment that are happening. This is what that feels like. And we might not feel like we get to that right away. And that's okay. I just feel like this energy right now is kind of chill and kind of easy. And I think if we just let it be easy and let the story unfold, let ourselves be shown, take that time to go within and honor ourselves, it's going to get us there. The King of Wands. And as that comes through, as we understand that, we may find ourselves deciding that there are things that we need to work on or that we want to work on. And I think that this is part of Capricorn season starting to click in, right? Where we're looking at what do I want to work on in 2025? What does that look like for me? How do I want to start the year off strong? And I'll be honest with you. I think that the energy is kind of slow moving at the beginning of the year. And it's going to take a couple of months for us to feel like we really have a momentum because of some of these retrogrades and some other things that are happening. So I do feel like that. But at the same time, this is about prioritizing and taking a look at how do I create the kind of life that I want to create? And I think we have to focus on and reflect on what does that look like to start, right? But then it's what steps do I need to take? How do I break this down into goals? And I would say with this, like, what are those mini goalposts all along the way? How can I break that down so that I'm not creating a vision that's so big that it feels unattainable or it feels like it'll take you so long to get there? Because we want you to dream big. That's important. And if your dreams don't scare you, what's that quote? Like if your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough, right? And that's this energy. And so, okay, so big dreams, but what are the goalposts along the way? What are these things that I'm feeling like I want to work toward? And 10 of Wands, where are my limits, right? Acknowledging your limits, acknowledging where there are just things that you're carrying that you don't need to be carrying anymore. What do you want to leave behind in 2024 and not carry with you into the next year? How can you pack lightly for the new year? How can you lean into ease and flow and let the process unfold? And for some people, I think this is like almost and it's probably a subconscious thing, but like a fighting against the blessings, like making it harder than it needs to be. Where are you making something harder than it needs to be? And can you just flow with it? Can you just let it unfold and let it show you how good can it get? But also where you find that you're getting hit with barriers or you're getting stopped up or you feel like I cannot give my energy to this anymore, choosing to let it go. Choosing, maybe you're saying no to more in 2025. Maybe you're deciding, you know what, I don't want to give my energy to that through the year. And so I'm going to change that up. I think we're definitely making changes with that stuff here. And we're getting clear, Ace of Swords, on where we're going. I think that we're going to understand this a little bit better as the week progresses. We're going to understand ourselves better. We're going to be looking back and understanding why things had to happen the way they happened. I think that there's going to be some clarity around, okay, so what does this look like moving into the new year? What do I want this to look like? But the Ace of Swords is a double-edged sword. So I think that this is important. I feel like I need to acknowledge that with this. So with the Ace of Swords, it asks for us to be willing to let some things go, to maybe I feel like a big part of what we're letting go is our ego, to let go of what we thought was right and true. And maybe we started out this year, 2024, thinking it was going to go a specific direction or thinking that we knew what we wanted or thinking that we knew exactly what that was going to look like, and it looks wildly different. And so like there's that part of ourselves that's hard or scary or overwhelming, but it's also an invitation to lean into it anyway and to let the journey carry us where it wants to carry us. And we get to look at that, right? Like this is the energy of the light and the darkness and honoring the light and the shadows that is coming up for us so that we can allow ourselves to be fully present with this impending success that's coming in. The Strength card. This feels to me like how do I explain this? Like some kind of a progression that's happened for us this year. This understanding, like I'm very aware of the infinity symbol above her head. This understanding of how infinite we truly are, how supported we truly are, and how God works through us to create the kind of life that we're meant to have. And I said earlier that we need to take a look at like what have we integrated, what have we learned, and what have we integrated that what have we alchemized this year that we will use moving forward in a really positive way. And that's what this feels like to me. That's why the strength is here. Like, what strength do you have here at the end of the year that you did not have at the beginning of 2024? And I think that this is important for us to take a look at that. And that's part of what we are processing. And again, like, I just get this energy with this that we're getting to know ourselves in a way that's unexpected or in a way that is different from what we thought it was going to be, or that we're showing up in a way that we thought that's different, or we are wanting things that are different than we thought that we would. And so allow the whole process, right? You might find yourself, last card, Two of Swords, in your head about it a little bit, going back and forth with yourself. Like this is a little of the angel and the devil on your shoulder. But when you catch yourself trying to hold yourself back from leaning in to the path that's wanting to develop, ask yourself why. Ask yourself what that's about. Is it because you think that you don't deserve it? Is it because you are afraid of the path unknown? That doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't lean in. What God is bringing into your life, has brought into your life, it's so important that we're leaning into it and being present with it and being grateful for it. That's how we use this energy in a way that's truly, truly amazing. So, those are your messages. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here live too. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Hi, Meg. Nice to see you on here. Yes, surprise me, universe. Ask the universe to surprise you. Let the surprises come in, right? Maybe there's some extra miracles here for us. I always say my favorite kind of miracles are the Christmas kind. If you guys have made it all the way through, let me know you made it all the way through this video. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're watching it anywhere else, please hit that like button. Please comment, share it, whatever you feel called to do. It all helps to connect your energy to these readings in the future, but it also helps to be an energetic exchange for the readings. So I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you soon with another video. Merry Christmas to all who celebrate.